There will be a link in the description of the story of the lion killer. It's great. Pop's Knife Supply, knife supply challenge. It's the lion killer. It's got to be 10 inches, 10 and a quarter inches. I think, as everything measures coming out right. So it took like all these sheets of paper to figure out in the printer. My wife figured it out for me, but, finally got the right size. Now, as far as the steel, I was going to use MagnaCut, and out of those 3 parameters, and 3 categories, one would be performance. I would say MagnaCut, everyone knows, is more of a superior steel than AEB-L. But at the same time, AEB-L is about twice as tough. So that's why, between that and I can make AEB-L look better. I can get a mirror finish, any kind of finish I want. MagnaCut's kind of hard to get scratches out. I mean, it's got that vanadium in it. So I can make AEB-L look better. It's tougher. So if they're doing stabbing the tip into stuff, I would trust AEB-L more as far as just the toughness of it. I mean, MagnaCut's tough steel, don't get me wrong, but AEB-L is the toughest stainless steel. So I'm probably going to go with AEB-L. Everything will be from Pops. The handle, I hope they're in a certain type of handle material. I'm just going to put something from Pops pins, and Pops AEB-L. I think my knife skills are good enough to where I can compete as far as performance. I'll get the geometry good. I'll get the heat treat right. I'll get the toughness good, and it's that I can do good in. It's the artistry behind it all. You guys make it demand. Now you guys do all that, man. I mean, without a power hammer or something, I've tried it 9 times. I cannot make Damascus to save my life. Can't do it. So, stock removal, AEB-L. Thank you. AEB-L that you get from Pops. It comes in a 4-foot piece. I like to take, if it's a paper template, I'll just take something like this and dip it in some water. And then, all right. Boom. We got us a nice little template. Yeah, what's wrong with that? All right, another cool thing about this steel, and this is a little bit over 1/8 of an inch thick. All right, but another cool thing about it is I can cut it with my bandsaw. Yeah. Try doing that with MagnaCut. Okay, this seems like a simple little knife, but there's some strange curves in it to where you just can't put it on the grinder and make a straight back. It has a curve. I mean, this is the template they sold. So this thing's dead nuts right on what the template is. So I know that must be how they want it. It curves out here, and then it curves out here. So that makes it pretty much impossible to just lay it flat on the grinder. It would hit the top part. So it's a little, it's got a, looks like a simple little knife, but it's got a couple trick bags in it. It's probably how they're trying to catch you. See who's got the attention to detail. So look out for that. A slight little mini coffin style handle. Back in the day, seem to be a very popular style, like with the Bowie knives and stuff, you know. This file will make quick work out of AEB-L. Look, I'm not saying AEB-L is better than Magna Cut. No way. I love Magna Cut. That's my favorite steel. But even filing it sucks. It's just harder to work with. So it's all a trade-off. This stuff's an easy steel to work with. You know, I'm probably going to shoot for about 61 HRC. So I'm not even going to have to cryo treat it. You don't even have to cryo treat AEB-L if you're just shooting around 60 HRC, 61 in my home freezer. Same length, same width. There's one other thing I'm going to do. You know, if you were holding this thing and you put the edge all the way back in the handle here, your finger's right next to it. I'm putting a sharpening choil in there. Knife Sharpening Norway even suggested it. I would just feel a lot more safe, especially if you're stabbing a lion, to have a sharpening choil. At least something in between your finger and the blade. You can't have a finger that close to a blade. A lot of guys like that, but not that close. Ow! Sharpening choil it is. Fingers a little bit out of the way. It's easier to sharpen. Another thing, guys measuring all this shit. You just get up, you just look at it. Look at it. You know if it's off or not. Okay, another good thing about AEB-L is this is a cheap-ass drill bit. As cheap as it gets. I don't know how many times I've used it. Hell, the tip could even be smoked. Doesn't matter if this stuff. Drills like butter. Okay, and then after I drilled out the holes, I know it has 2 little holes according to the picture, you know, right here and here, but I just don't like doing that. That just seems like such a failure point to have one hole right next to the other. I put these extra divots just for something to grab the glue. These 2 holes are extra so glue can go through to the other side. Blah, blah, blah. That's how I like to do my handles. Get one of these things, man, because your drill bit's always, you know, you can always check your size. Everything's perfect. And then you get this F-type drill bit, and it's just a touch bigger than a 1/4 inch. So, you know, your pins are going to fit perfect every time. You ain't going to get in a jam where you're beating them in. Okay, so get the F-type from Pops, and yeah, I'm going to put the logo on it, and this sucker's ready. See? Fingers away. This drawing this on here really helps, you know, just so you can kind of see what it's going to look like. Like this F-type drill bit. Just removing just a little bit of material. Just enough to make your life so much easier with this. And I always just use a 1/4 inch on everything. You know, 1/4 inch. Then I know what size to get every time. I know what size pins to get every time. And then, you know, it makes life easier there too. Then make sure you bevel your holes. That's important too. Even the ones for the glue. Stress fracture. Could be a crack. Put a nice little bevel on it. When your holes are beveled, you know, you're looking good, man. So another cool thing about drawing it out is you know exactly where to put your stamps. But I got this Magna Cut stamp. I can't wait to use it. I'm excited about that. You can get these made by this guy. Shit, I forgot his name. So then you just put it in the press and bam. Okay, there it is. There it is. Yeah, mine's better. I got a, I like the sharpening choil. The emblem came out perfect, right in the spot I wanted it. Yeah. You got the coffin style handle. It feels good in the hands. Here we go, 1975 temperature. Holding it for 10 minutes. Sweet. Ready? Go. Yeah. I'll throw it in there when it gets to about 1,000 degrees. But wow. It's a rainy day. A mess in here. But for some reason I just feel more comfortable and squalor. Don't ask me why. And you can reuse, you know, your packages. I've done it, and it works. I got brand new ones down there, but you know, there's nothing wrong with these. Also, take this thing while I'm waiting for the oven to heat up, and I'm gonna bevel the edges a little bit. Try to get rid of these sharp edges and stuff. No stress fractures. Okay, waiting for this 110 to heat up. No 220 here. Works just fine, just a little slower. Get that acetone off too. It'll catch fire in there. All right. That's nice and squeaky clean. You don't want to put the tip through the paper. That can happen. Get that tip away. Hit it air. Yeah, old package. Inspect it real good, but no, it looks good. I'm gonna reuse it. Okay, we're at about 1,000 degrees now. I'm gonna throw the knife in. Yeah, baby. What the hell? There it is. 99. Story time. Let's go. The Lion Killer by Pop's Knife Supply. In August of 1903, a knife very similar to this pattern was used by Harry Woolhunter to kill a lion that attacked him while on horseback in the Kruger National Park, located in South Africa. For more information about this legendary story and the history of the knife used by Harry, go to Pop's Knife Supply page, Lion Killer. It says you cannot copy. It says print to the ensure the actual size. Here's how to print it, and a disclaimer and copyright. The purchaser of this pattern has the right to use the pattern in a private as well as commercial knife making application. The purchaser is not allowed to resell this pattern. So they have the copyrights on the pattern. So don't just say it's yours and, you know, try to sell this as a pattern knife. It sounds like you could sell that knife itself, but you can't sell the pattern. Pop's Knife Supply is giving this away. It's free on their website, which is pretty cool, man. They'll probably do more of these because I think it's going to be popular. And there's the story right there. Neat. nice and straight. Cool, cool, cool. And like I said, a home freezer is plenty good enough for AEB-L if you're shooting around 60, 61. There's nothing wrong with the home freezer. There it is. I'll let it stay there overnight. Okay, it's tempering right now. I'm gonna do 350 for 2 hours. Got about 30 minutes left. All right, here's a 65. And it scratches it. It digs. Bites pretty good. Here's a 60. And it skates. Doesn't make any marks. No scratches. So I'd say it's at least 60, 61 HRC right now. So I think these are some pretty important tools. Digital micrometer, knife steel nerds. This is a Larry Thomas, that's like the Bible of knives, and a laser knife reader. This will tell you your angles. If you're heavy on one side, light on the other, you'll know that you're right in the middle. These are some things that I used to always overlook when I first started, but these are so important. Find the same spot. It doesn't matter where you're going to measure it from. Like I'll go right to the top of this on every one. All right, so I know I'm 189 here. Here I am 2. There's no way you can eyeball that with the naked eye. Up here I'm 2. Probably here up I need to grind more. I need to leave this back part alone. Put a quick edge on it from the stone. I like to bring the edge together on a stone. You know, same thing I always do. Got a little routine around here. Now that I've addressed some of the eyeball issues, 165, 176, and 166. So it's just a touch thicker right here behind the edge, but you know, that's okay. I mean, we're talking, this is in millimeters. It doesn't matter if it's millimeters, inches, doesn't matter. You know, it can be a little thinner still got a ways to go, but I'm done with the belts, the heavier grit, so I'm going light grit now. Gonna get all the scratches out. I don't want to move on to there till I like the way the geometry is, and it's pretty even right now, so it's time to move on. Okay, these surface conditioning belts, man, these things are freaking awesome. Got a few scratches in the blade right here. Boom. Takes a lot of time off your hands. That's for sure. Well, just like most people, I don't like hand sanding. So after I get off the belts, less I gotta do by hand. This stuff's unavoidable. You'll always have to hand sand. There ain't no getting out of it. Just glad it ain't got no vanadium. 'Cause that is definitely not fun to hand sand. Do some. Knife making can be, you know, a good hobby. It's a hobby where there is a lot of isolation involved. So you got to have balance. You got to know when to walk away from it, when to get out of that garage, when to spend time with the family. But also, you do need time for yourself too. And this is a good reset button.
You're not my dad!
All right. This bad boy here, sit, clean it up a little bit. And we'll get to it when I get to it. Pretty fun knife to make here. Ugh. G-flex. You still got that ball, Hank? You got the ball? Oh, get the ball from him, Sally. Get the ball. Oh, boy. All right. Okay, I'm gonna sharpen this sucker up with a coarse DMT, piece of cardboard, and a big ceramic rod. This is what I'm gonna use to put an edge on this bad boy. You can put water on these things all you want. A little bit of oil. Look how much that draws that shit out of there. I don't know, man. Oil works better on these, I think. But that's my opinion. Ooh, I'm loving the way this is sharpening. If you get that geometry right, make sure it's even everywhere. Sharpening is a pleasure. I mean, literally the burr is jumping from one side to the other to the other. I'm trying to fatigue it right now. Almost every pass, the burr moves. So, I know it's a good heat treat. AEB-L is a tough steel. So, high toughness makes that, hey, the burr is tough too. The burr sometimes can be a little stingy to fall off. I'm still rolling back and forth. Still on this side. Yeah, but this is nice. Definitely a pleasure to sharpen. The burr came up real quick everywhere except right here. And it's a couple passes later it came up here. I think the reason is because it was just a touch thicker behind the edge here. So just that little bit of difference, boom, shows up on the stone. Now that I got the burr somewhat in the center, I'm gonna lightly go over this ceramic rod a couple times. Just the weight of the knife. There's still a little bit of a burr. It's rolling back and forth on a ceramic rod. Just when you think it's gone, it's back. All right. It was just barely back in one little spot. It's gone now, I think. All right, burr is gone. 3-finger sharpness test. No way are you touching that. This thing's sharp. Just gonna hone it on some cardboard. One thing I didn't show in the video was I took the spine and I kind of like just drug it a little bit right by the tip. And that just kind of gives rid of that ridge right here. Knife sharpener in Norway told me of this little trick. Gives some strength to the tip for sure. But here is my Pops knife supply Lion Killer challenge. And it is sharp. Woo. All right. Thanks for watching. See ya. Well, Lion Killer is, well, at least it wasn't an errand killer. When I was buffing it, it almost flew out of my hands a couple times. Dog wants out here. But it's nice and clean. No scratches. You know. AEB-L, it's sharp. I know, Sally.